thanks for being understanding, Carol.
Oh, yeah, no.
I'm sorry I'm weird.
Not weird. Oh, yeah, weird. I feel that from you. I feel you're iffy about things. I knew I was home.
Yeah, if I didn't have that really weird experience with Abiding Word Church.
Yeah, that wrecks you. Why don't they like all congregate on that? You don't do that to new people. Just say, hey, glad you're here. That's what I do.
Well, I had one with someone who had worked at Do a Center, and it was some special thing where they were putting on some kind of like presentation, but then the service was how like the circus corresponded to the gospel.
The circus?
Yes, like the Barnum and Bailey circus. And the whole theme was the church choir was dressed up as like little circus performers. They had a dude riding through the audience in a unicycle. And I'm like, I don't know.
You are ministry really good. I know we've been, because we're a teaching church, because we're so small, so we get like a new pastor every 4, she's been there almost 10 now. I mean, we've been to keep her.
Right.
She is one, and she's part of the community. She's in the Lions Club, and then other stuff. Oh, food shelf market, food pantry.
And I just didn't even know how to respond to that.
She's a good speaker.
I didn't know how to respond to that when the dude is like riding through the parishioners on a unicycle. And then
there was somebody in the church doing it?
Yes, that was supposed to be the youth pastor. And then they had like people dressed up as the MC, you know, for the ringleader for the circus, and then other people pretending to be different circus actors. And the gospel was about how Barnum Bailey circus accepted everybody, and I don't know. I guess I just didn't appreciate that.
They were gearing it towards the kids, kind of. That's what they were doing. Or
Maybe
younger, but still.
Oh,
Yeah,
so it's really out of my element.
Yeah, first time going there and you see that. Yeah. That's not cool. No, I would have been like, it's a circus, it's a church.
Yes, it looks like it was. And the lady that invited me, she gave me a ticket, and she's like, well, here's your ticket to the circus. And I'm like, I thought you just asked me to go to church. Yeah.
Oh boy.
So, yeah. I guess that was traumatic since I'm still alive.
Yeah, that was weird.
Was it weird?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. I just thought, oh God, I'm old, I'm just not understanding, I'm just...
That's not what you were looking for. That's not what you were looking for.
I guess so, yeah.
Well, you know half of the church at my place, so you're welcome.
Okay. Nobody's gonna laugh because I'm wearing shorts and it's like,
I wear shorts sometimes.
30 degrees, yeah, but it's not.
Especially if I gotta go somewhere afterwards, I'm losing. They haven't kicked me out yet, so. Short time, being out of church.
Welcome back.
Hello. Hey there. Sometimes I used to sit back with the old ladies, they're almost all dead now, but they would say stuff and I'd look at them and go, really? And they're like, oh, yeah, we're in church. But could be talking about something.
Oh, it's funny.
Gosh. Yeah. Stop it, man. There's only 3 people in our church. Maybe.
Brave and shorter things.
I know, so I said she had shorts and flip-flops.
I guess I'm hoping for summer, and if I dress that way, maybe they'll come.
Maybe, huh?
Yeah, that's good.
Well, it's that wind.
Yes.
That's nasty.
It was good till I got out of my car. Go outside, I guess that's it.
I'm on spring break. Yay!
You don't have a real job. I work all year. I'm just teasing. You have a hard job. I don't want to
As I always say, there's a reason that we have spring breaks, because otherwise there would be,
You would tell them?
Yeah.
yeah.
Just these people on Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do
It was time for us to all get away from each other, that's for sure.
How long do you get? Do you get a week or 2 weeks?
A week.
A week.
And then we do get a long weekend on Easter. We get Good Friday and Easter Monday off.
it.
Well, that's good,
Friday
too.
off?
Yeah.
I don't get that. I don't feel that.
They don't do, did they ever do Good Friday?
The health department did. I don't know how they got away with it.
Not even a half day on Good Friday. It used to be in the
Right.
old days.
Right.
You would, businesses, I know, like my husband's insurance company will close at noon.
Right.
Because a lot of churches would have services. at
Exactly,
noon.
exactly.
Yeah.
No, you worked a full.
Wow. Where do you work?
At the VA clinic.
Is it the one that's in Sterling?
Okay, one building.
Oh, nice. It's so cool to see they repurpose.
Cracky old man.
Oh.
I get along with them.
Well, thank you all for being here this morning. A breath in and out. And another breath in and out. Taking our arms up overhead and lean off to the right side. Letting that bottom hand fall away and stretching out. And bringing both hands back to heart center. Another breath in and out. Taking our arms up overhead and leaning to the left side. Letting that bottom hand fall away and stretching out. And bringing both hands back to heart center. Another breath in and out. Left hand to our right knee, right hand travels around behind, overlooking the right shoulder. And as you exhale, slowly turning your torso and seeing if you might be able to look behind you. And coming back around to center. A breath in and out. Right hand, left knee, left hand travels around behind, overlooking the left shoulder. And as you exhale, slowly turning your torso and seeing if you might be able to look behind you on the other side. And coming back to center. Again, our breath in and out. We'll take both legs wide, stretching out. Right hand to the right ankle and stretching the left over top. Bringing that left hand down to our right toes. Right hand to our right toes. And exhaling down, nose to the right knee. Inhaling up, left hand, left ankle, and stretching the right over top. Bringing that right hand down to our left toes, left hand to our left toes, and exhaling down, nose to that left knee. And inhaling up, stretching wide, left fingers, right toes, and exhaling down. Inhaling up, stretching wide, right fingers, left toes, and exhaling down. Inhaling up, stretching wide, left fingers, right toes, and exhaling down. Inhaling up, stretching wide, right fingers, left toes, and exhaling down to our left knee. And inhaling up, we'll bring both legs together and our forward fold. Inhaling up, bending that right knee, putting that right ankle on top of the left thigh and reaching forward for our left toes. Taking both legs long, forward fold. Inhaling up, bending the left knee, putting that left ankle on top of the right thigh and stretching forward for my right toes. And taking both legs long, forward fold. And bending my knees, putting my feet on the mat, right hand, right knee, left hand, left knee, and rolling back, hugging those knees into our chest. And then as we roll forward, we're going to try to not let our feet touch the mat. Stretching those arms out by our knees and taking our legs up for our boat. And then bending our knees, trying not to let our feet touch the mat. We'll take that left arm overhead, bringing that left hand out by our knees, stretching the right arm overhead. Coming back, right hand, right knee, left hand, left knee. And we're going to roll back again, hugging those knees into our chest. Rolling forward, not letting our feet touch the mat. Then stretching up into our boat, hands out by our knees. Bending our knees, we'll stretch that right arm overhead. Putting that arm down, taking the other arm overhead. Right hand, right knee, left hand, left knee, and rolling back, hugging those knees into our chest. And once more, one last time, rolling forward, hands out by our knees, and taking those legs up. Bending our knees, not letting our feet touch the mat. Stretching the left arm overhead. Bringing those arms out front. Stretching the right arm overhead. And we'll come back into our seated position and into a forward fold. Coming into our table, hands and knees. Starting in our cow position with our head up and relaxing our back. Here's cat, inhaling, tucking my head, arching my back, pulling my tummy up and holding. Exhaling around into cow. Inhaling, here's our cat, tucking our head, arching our back, pulling our tummy up, and holding. Exhaling around into our cow, and our cat again. Inhaling, tucking my head, arching my back, pulling my tummy up, and exhaling back around into our cow. We'll cross our right knee in front of the left. Right palm is down, rotating left arm and fingers overhead. Bringing that left hand down, rotating right arm and fingers overhead. Bringing that right hand down, taking it into our threading the needle, right arm underneath the left, right shoulder's headed down into the mat, and we'll take that left arm all the way forward. If you choose, rotating that left shoulder, taking the arm and the fingers on up towards the ceiling, placing our palms down, straightening our arms. We'll take that left arm underneath the right, left shoulder's headed down into the mat, and we'll take that right arm all the way forward. If you choose, rotating the right shoulder, taking the arm and the fingers on up towards the ceiling, placing my palms down, straightening my arms, exhaling down onto my forearms, and exhaling one more time, dropping my forehead onto the mat and stretching those arms out long in front of me. And then unwinding, coming back into that table position. A breath in and out. We'll cross that left knee in front of the right. Left palm is down, rotating right arm and fingers overhead. Bringing that right hand down, rotating left arm and fingers overhead. Bringing that left hand down, we'll do that threading the needle, taking the left arm underneath the right, left shoulder's headed down to the mat, and we'll take that right arm all the way forward. If you choose, rotating the right shoulder, taking the arm and the fingers on up towards the ceiling. And placing our palms down, straightening our arms. We'll bring this right arm underneath the left, right shoulder's headed down to the mat, and we'll take that left arm all the way forward. If you choose, rotating the left shoulder, taking the arm and the fingers on up towards the ceiling. Placing our palms down, straightening our arms, exhaling down onto our forearms, and exhaling one more time, dropping our forehead onto the mat and stretching those arms out long in front of us. And unwinding, coming back into that table position. Breath in and out. We'll take that right arm all the way out in front and that left leg out behind us. Bending my left knee. Drawing that right elbow back. Connecting. Left knee. Stretching out. Bending that left knee, drawing that right elbow back, connecting,
left knee, and stretching out. This time as you bend the left knee, we'll bring that right hand around. See if we can hang on to those left toes. And coming back into our table. We'll stretch that left arm all the way out in front and take that right leg out behind us. Bending my right knee, drawing that left elbow back, connecting, right knee, and stretching out, bending my right knee, drawing that left elbow back, connecting, right knee, and stretching out. This time as you bend the right knee, we'll bring that left hand around and see if we can hang on to those right toes. And coming back into our table. A breath in and out. We're tucking our toes, picking our back sides up for down dog. And we'll start by walking the dog. Right knee forward and back, left knee forward and back, just like we're walking. Settling back into our down dog. We'll take the right hand over to the left ankle. Coming back into our down dog. We'll take that left hand over to the right ankle. And coming back into our down dog. We'll bring the right foot forward in between both hands in front. And inhaling up for our warrior one. Connecting my palms together, extending forward over the right thigh. Bringing that right hand back by our hip, pushing the left arm forward. Bringing both arms forward and back up for our warrior one. And we'll bring both hands down on either side of the right foot. Scooting that right foot back into our down dog. Bringing that left foot forward in between both hands in front. And when you're ready, inhaling up for your warrior one. Connecting my palms together, extending forward over that left thigh. Bringing that left hand back by our hip, pushing the right arm forward. Bringing both arms forward. And back up. Warrior one. And we'll take both hands down on either side of that left foot. Scooting that left foot back into our down dog. From our down dog position, we're going to bend our knees, bringing our knees an inch or so off the mat and hold. And then straightening back up into our down dog. Again, bending our knees, dropping those knees so they hover just an inch or so off the mat. And coming back up, down dog. And one
last time, dropping our knees so they hover an inch or so off the mat. And pushing back up into our down dog. We'll put our weight on our right foot as we take that left leg out behind us for three-legged dog. Bending my left knee, turning my hip outward, dropping that foot over my hip. And if you want it to be harder, walking your hands back and see if you can put them around that right ankle. And coming back into our down dog. Putting my weight on that left foot, taking that right leg out behind me. Bending my right knee, turning my hip outward, dropping that foot over my hip. And if you want it to be harder, walking your hands back, and see if you can put them around that left ankle. And returning back, down dog. We'll walk our feet forward, right behind our hands, slowly rolling upwards, reaching on up, and settling into our mountain position. A breath in, and out. Here's our triangle. Right foot is forward, left is behind. Arms are out, right hand, right ankle, and the left arm is up. We'll be taking the right arm and pointing it out to the left side. Putting both hands around that right ankle, looking up for our gazing pose. And making our way back up, stretching our arms out, left fingers, right ankle, and the right arm is up. Maybe taking that left arm and pointing it out to the right side. Bringing both hands around the right ankle, looking up for our gazing pose. And making our way back up, settling back into our mountain. Our breath in and out. We'll bring the left foot forward, the right is behind. Stretching our arms out, triangle other side, left hand, left ankle. The right arm is up. Maybe taking that left arm and pointing it out to the right side. Bringing both hands around the left ankle, looking up for our gazing pose. And making our way back up. Stretching my arms out. Right hand, left ankle, and the left arm is up. Maybe taking the right arm and pointing it out to the left side. Bringing both hands around that left ankle, looking up for our gazing pose, and making our way back up, settling into our mountain. A breath in and out. We're going to take this left foot behind the right, bend our knees, coming into a squat. Keeping that squat, we're going to bring our fingertips down to the mat. Coming back up into our squat. And stepping back into our mountain. A breath in and out. Same thing, other side, so I'm gonna cross that right leg behind the left, bend my knees, coming into my squat. And if you feel like it, tipping forward, bringing your hands down to the mat, and coming back up into your squat, and returning back into your mountain. A breath in and out. We'll do one more round, so same thing. Left foot behind the right, bending my knees, coming into that squat.
Heat coming in here now?
Or something. I thought it was the air conditioner the other day, but I think it's heat. Tipping forward, bringing our fingertips down to the mat. Does it feel any warmer in here?
No.
Okay. Well, you guys are cold?
No, I mean, I'm fine, but it
Coming
didn't
back
feel
up.
like it made the room warmer.
No, I don't think it didn't feel warmer to me either, but I'm coming back into a mountain. Well, nevertheless, something is happening in this room now.
Maybe
It's
in
regular
the
air.
summer it'll be cooler. You can only hope.
I don't know. We'll take the right foot behind the left. Again, bending our knees. Bringing those hands to heart center. And again, tipping forward, bringing our fingertips down to the mat. And once more, bringing those hands to heart center with our knees bent. And back into our mouth. A breath in and out. Here's our sun salutation. Taking our arms up, overhead. Coming forward into our forward fold. Hands behind our calves. Relaxing our head. Relaxing our neck. Putting our hands on the mat in front of our toes. Bringing those hands up to our knees. Down to the mat. Up to our knees. Down to the mat. And once more, up to our knees. And back down to the mat. Leaving the right foot forward, we're taking the left behind into our lunge. Right palm is down, rotating, left arm and fingers overhead. Bringing that left hand down, rotating, right arm and fingers overhead. Bringing that right hand down. And today we'll come up into our flamingo. So as we straighten up, we're going to bring that left knee forward and up, interlace our fingers, and see if we can hang on to that left knee. And we're going to come back down into our lunge. Again, bringing that left knee forward, we're going to come up into that flamingo again, interlacing our fingers, bringing that left knee up and seeing if we can hang on. Taking that left leg back into our lunge. And one last flamingo, so here we go, left knee's coming forward, interlacing our fingers, hanging on to that left knee. And returning back into our lunge. And then we're coming up into our reverse warrior. Right hands below the sun. Bringing both hands together, heart center. Connecting my thumbs between my eyebrows, looking up. Bringing those hands to heart center. And a twist. Left elbow, right knee, turning to the side. And we'll put both hands down by that right foot. Getting ready, bringing that right foot back into our down dog. Tucking my chin, bringing that left knee forward and holding. Putting the left foot down. Tucking my chin, bringing that right knee forward and holding. Putting the right foot down. And then walking my feet back into that plank position. Here's our hip dip right. Right hip towards the mat. Coming back into our plank. Hip dip left. Left hip towards the mat. Coming back into my plank. And then coming all the way down. Your choice. Either resting on your forearms, the Sphinx, or palms down and pushing back for Cobra. When you're ready, tucking your toes, down dog. Tucking my chin, bringing that left knee forward and holding. Putting the left foot down. Tucking my chin, bringing that right knee forward and holding. Putting the right foot down. And then we'll take that left foot forward. The right is behind into our lunge. Left palm is down, rotating. Right arm and fingers overhead. Bringing that right hand down, rotating. Left arm and fingers overhead. Bringing that left hand down. And then we're going to come up into our flamingo again. So as we raise up, we're going to bring that right knee forward, interlace our fingers, and see if we can hang on to the right knee. And then we'll put that right leg back, coming back into our lunge. Once again, we're headed into flamingo, interlacing our fingers, bringing that right knee forward. Seeing if we can hang on to it. Stretching the right leg back into our lunge. And one more flamingo, bringing that right knee forward, interlacing our fingers, and seeing if we can hang on to that right knee. Stepping the right leg back into our lunge. Coming up, reverse warrior. Left hand is low to the sun. Bringing both hands together, heart center. Connecting my thumbs between my eyebrows, looking up. Bringing those hands to heart center. And a twist, right elbow, left knee, turning to the side. And we'll put both hands down by that left foot. Getting ready, bringing that right foot forward into our forward fold. Slowly rolling upward. Reaching on up and settling into that mountain position. Up real thin and out. Let's do our warrior two. Right foot is forward, left is behind. Bending the right knee, arms are out. Overlooking those right fingertips. reverse warrior. Returning back, warrior two. We're going to drop that right hand all the way down, the left is up. Coming back, warrior two. A little bit of a twist, lower left forearm to the outside of the right lower leg, and take that right arm up towards the ceiling. And coming back, warrior two. And finally stepping back into our mountain. Breath in and out. Warrior two, other side, left foot is forward, right is behind. Bending the left knee, arms are out, overlooking our left fingertips. Taking that left hand up. Coming back, warrior two. And we'll take that left hand all the way down. The right is up. Coming back, warrior two. We'll bring that lower right forearm forward, hand to the outside of that left lower leg, and take that left arm up towards the ceiling. And unwinding, coming back, warrior two. And stepping back into our mountain. A breath in and out. We'll take it into our chair pose. So we're going to bend our knees, take our arms out front like we're sitting in a chair. We're going to widen our stance of our chair, giving ourselves a wider stance. And bringing those feet back in for a comfortable chair, or I guess as comfortable as it's going to be. Stretching those feet out, wider stance for our chair. Bringing our feet in. One last wider stance for chair. Bringing our feet in, holding our normal chair. And coming back up into our mountain. A breath in and out. Right hand down the outside of the right thigh. Stretching the left over top. Coming back into our mountain. Left hand down the outside of the left thigh. Stretching the right over top. Coming back into our mountain. A breath in and out. We'll come into our goddess, which is basically a squat. Bending our knees, bringing our hands to heart center. From our goddess position, putting that right hand on the mat and rotating the left arm up. Bringing that left hand down, rotating the right arm up. Coming back into our goddess. Again, putting our hands on the mat, we're going to take that left leg out to the side. And if you so choose, bringing those hands back up to heart center. If you like, turning that into garland, taking your arms overhead. And then we're going to come back into our goddess, which is that squat. This time we'll take that right leg out to the side. And if you so choose, bring those hands up to heart center. And maybe taking those arms overhead for garland. And then we're going to come back into our goddess, into that squat. From here, we're headed into our table. Hands and knees, and take a moment in child's pose. Putting our forearms down on the mat, we're going to tuck our toes, pick our backsides up for dolphin. Dropping our knees down to the mat. Tucking our toes, picking our backsides up for dolphin. Bringing our knees back down to the mat. And one more time, tucking our toes, picking our backsides up for dolphin. And we're coming back down and we're headed over onto our backs. Feet down, knees up, arms wide, taking our breath in and out. We'll cross the right leg over the left, and then we're going to take both knees off to the left side. If you feel like doing shrink pose, taking that top leg, extending it long, with the right hand, reaching around for our toes or our ankle on the bottom. And maybe that left arm comes up towards the ceiling. And unwinding, feet down, knees up, arms wide. Our breath in and out. We'll cross that left leg over the right and take both knees off to the right side. If you want to do shrimp pose, taking that top leg, extending it long, with the left hand reaching around for the toes or the ankle on the bottom. And maybe that right arm will come up towards the ceiling. And unwinding, feet down, knees up, our breath in and out. We'll take that right leg all the way up towards the ceiling and roll that right ankle, first one way and then the other. Pulling my toes towards me, pushing them away, towards me and away, and then starting that circle with my right leg. Making that circle go around the other way. Taking that right leg all the way up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, lowering that right heel halfway between the ceiling and the floor, and holding. Exhaling again, bringing that right heel almost to the mat, not quite there, letting it hover. And then we'll bring that right knee up towards our chest, extending that right leg all the way out, letting that ankle hover. Bringing that right knee in towards our chest. Again, extending the right leg out, letting that right ankle hover. And once more, bringing that knee in towards our chest. And extending that right leg out, letting that right ankle hover. We'll take that right leg back up towards the ceiling, and with our left hand, we're going to reach for those right toes. And then releasing out, feet down, knees up, our breath in, and out. We'll take that left leg up towards the ceiling, and roll that left ankle, first one way, and then the other. Pulling my toes towards me, pushing them away, towards me, and away, and then starting that circle with my left leg. Making that circle go around the other way. Taking that left leg all the way up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, lowering that left heel halfway between the ceiling and the floor, and holding. Exhaling, dropping that left heel almost to the mat, not quite there, letting it hover. And then we'll bring that left knee in towards our chest. Extending the left leg all the way out, letting the ankle hover. Bringing that left knee in towards our chest. Extending that left leg out, letting the ankle hover. And once more, bringing that left knee in towards our chest. And extending that left leg out, letting the ankle hover. Then we'll take that left leg all the way up, and with the right hand, we're going to reach for those left toes. And then releasing out, feet down, knees out, our breath in, and out. We're going to extend our legs nice and long, and we'll cross that right ankle over the left. We're going to bring our arms up, overhead, palm to palm. And now we're going to lean our torso and our arms off to that left side, stretching to the left. Bringing our arms back up overhead, straightening our torso into the neutral position. Getting ready, here we go. We're going to lean our torso, lean our arms off to the right side, stretching right. And then bringing our torso back to our neutral. Arms are overhead, palm to palm. We're going to uncross our ankles, put that left ankle now on the top. And then getting ready again, we're going to stretch to the left. So we're going to lean our torso, lean our arms to that left side, stretching left. Bringing our torso back to neutral, stretching our arms palm to palm up overhead. And one last time, here we go to the right. So leaning our torso and our arms off to that right side, stretching right. And coming back into our neutral. Feet down, knees up. A breath in and out. We'll do our reclining eagle. So we're going to cross that right leg over the left. Bend my elbows. Right forearm over the left. connecting my fingers, and I'm going to pick up that foot that's on the mat, bringing my elbows to my knees and holding. And then coming out, unwinding, back into our neutral. Reclining eagle the other direction, I'm crossing that left leg over the right, bending my arms at the elbows, left forearm over the right, connecting my fingers. I'm going to pick up that foot that's on the mat and bring my elbows to my knees and hold. And then unwinding. And we'll roll over and we'll take a moment in child's pose. And then from here, we're making ourselves comfortable for our Shavasana on our backs, sponge pose. And as we begin to unwind, taking those deep breaths in and out. Inhaling all the way in and pushing the air all the way out. Seeing if we can extend our inhalation for about 5 seconds and then push the air out for about 5 seconds. Begin to notice that place, that pause between your inhalation and your exhalation. Slowly bringing your awareness to your forehead, smoothing out your forehead, relaxing your eyebrows, relaxing that place between your eyebrows. Drawing the relaxation down through your cheeks and into your jaw. Maybe opening your mouth just a little bit as you invite your jaw to relax. Bringing the relaxation down through your neck. And as you exhale, dropping your shoulders, releasing them. Thinking about deepening that space between the bottom of your ears and the tops of your shoulders. Drawing that relaxation down through your arms, into your wrists, softening your hands, releasing your fingers. Allowing your thoughts to just come and go, not dwelling on any one thing. Bringing that relaxation down through your chest, into your tummy, relaxing your hips, softening your thighs, releasing your knees, lower legs, ankles, and your feet. And taking a moment to drift and melt, continuing to slow everything down. And maybe on today's journey, you'll find yourself in a beautiful meadow. You notice the clear blue sky up overhead. The grass is bright green and smells fresh and sweet. The trees around you have bright emerald green leaves, and you can hear a small flowing stream in the distance. You walk over to the stream and put your hands in the cool water, noticing that the wetness of the water almost feels like silk as it passes by your fingertips. Taking a moment to lay on the grass and look up at the tops of those leaves, noticing those white billowy clouds up overhead as they form one shape and then another. Taking a moment in this beautiful place to see what's meant for us to see on our journey today. Coming back to our breath, noticing its peaceful, easy rhythm. Taking a moment to give thanks for whatever comes to mind today. Also taking a moment to think about our intentions, all those good things we'd like to do. Gathering those positive affirmations in our mind. And when you have those intentions gathered together, either in your mind's eye, or you can raise your arms up over your head and send all those good thoughts outward. Taking a deep breath in, exhaling out, reconnecting with your bodies, noticing the rise and fall of your chest as you inhale and as you exhale. Checking in with your fingers, wiggling your fingers, seeing how they feel. Checking in with your toes, wiggling your toes, noticing how they feel. Allowing your senses to bring you back to the room around you. Any sounds in the room, the temperature of the room. Taking a deep breath in exhaling out. And when you're ready to come back from your journey, only when you're ready to come back, gently sitting up and taking your time.
Namaste. Namaste. Thank you for being here. And happy weekend.